Okay.
Anything particular for lunch you fancy?
Anything, be fine.
I'll go get something.
Okay, so brand taken away from Razork. So typically, what this means is that you want to play low range champs. If you're banning out Brand, you want to play low range champions because he is so good into low range champions. He can be dealt with by longer range champions, but that's quite telling already. So Fnatic might need to worry about some of that. Karma, because it's 14.2, that's an easy ban as well. I know that this text is quite confusing, but yeah, they want to play low range champions probably. Now, first game, what are you locking in first pick? I mean, stuff like Azir, Varus is gone, Maokai. Okay, all right, that's different then. I mean, Maokai is good at engaging from range, but yes, Brand is one of the best champions to deal with Maokai. Oh, it's fine. Just let the outbreak happen. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's less important now. It's more important with life games. Lucian Nami locked in. So this is another thing too. We talked about this the other day. Maokai counters. This makes sense, right? This makes sense. Maokai is very good against Lucian Nami because when he dashes forward, you either flash onto him with a root, point and click, or you get the ult onto him. And yeah, that's really powerful. On the other side, we have Sen and Nautilus, which is pretty good. Nautilus is pretty good against enchanters because you can force fights against them as long as your AD carry can do good damage. So that's important too. We'll leave that one up though. Banning out the Akali means you're likely looking for Azir. And Azir is good frontline damage too, so that's fine. I think Humanoid's likely looking for Corki Azir, right? One of those two. Play around your engaged frontline. You have enough range to follow up on it. The Way ban? Yeah, it's fun. Okay. But the Darius ban, you're looking for a tank. You're looking for a tank topside. Yeah, so now that when you're looking at these are, so this is quite telling as well, right? So you know this is like, these are anti-tank champions. If you walk into a lane with Darius or Gnar, they just slaughter you as a tank. So you're looking for a tank. But then you're thinking, okay, what can you look in? So they're probably thinking, oh, it'll be Cassante, and it'll be Udyr. I mean, probably not Udyr. People have been playing that less and less, and especially in Europe, it's kind of meh. But you're looking for these kind of champions, right? This is what they think. Now, obviously, we know that they pick something different, right? I'm pretty sure in this game they pick something different. Is this the first Zac game? But they're just locking in some stuff to say, okay, all right, we want to play a tank topside. We want to be focusing down bot side anyway, so that makes a lot of sense. The Azir coming through, that was quite obvious, I think. When you ban out Akali, you normally think that it's going to be Corki Azir coming through. Because you don't want to play into the assassin, that makes sense. And it is the Zac. So those second round bans, they're quite telling now. If these are the bans, if we see these on ban lists, just imagine teams might have been practicing that. And then they lock in the Poppy as the counter to this. This makes sense, right? It works in a team fight sense because you can block his jump, and you have pretty good early level 1 damage. Well, like early level damage with your passive. You can stop Zac being an oppressive laning force. Zac is actually very good at anti-tank himself, it's worth noting as well. So let's just have one. When we get into game, we'll have a talk about win conditions and about what these teams can be doing, what they're looking for in game. Let's get into game. Okay, so let's have a think. Just before we get into things too much, what are we looking for? So this is looking for long range scaling damage. Use frontline to buy space. This, I won't keep this on screen for too long, but this is what they were typically looking at. Long range, engage, catch, Fnatic before they form up. They have such a good engage range. Like, so basically, this all comes down to the initial engages. G2 should be the ones picking the fights on the whole. Hang on, this is a big thing to talk about too. But that's basically our win conditions, right? Fnatic don't want the fights to start on their terms when everyone's grouped up. G2 want to break people apart before that and make sure that Oscarinin is out of position. What happens in this river? I don't think this river fight should go this favorably to Broken Blade. So he uses his passive, doesn't get his second part of his Q, walks up, gets W'd. The cooldowns for Broken Blade are much shorter, and he has sustain. That's a big mistake from Oscarinin. He's walking into lane in a counter matchup, which should be actually, with half HP. That's a big mistake from Oscar. Because now you have, you know, you've got a top side that's going to be, your jungler's starting top side, who can't come and respond to anything coming down there. That's really bad, actually. So he can't come and respond there. So this means that BB is going to get a laning advantage on a champion that is a core part of the engage part. If he gets to his first item quickly, this is awful for Fnatic. You should never lose that level 1 that hard from Oscar. That's really bad. That's really bad from him, man. Caps is going AD LeBlanc as well. You have double AP topside, which means that even though they're tanky champions, they actually have quite good value in regards to how much magic damage they bring, even though they're not building AP. That's actually pretty fine. Although Yike is going for Scorch Claw, so there's a chance that actually goes towards something a bit more damaging too. Like Liliandry's. Bot lane early on going well for Hans and Mickey. This is their first Lucian Nami game, worth noting. They haven't played much of it. Also worth noting as well, like the side laning for G2 is also going to be a problem. So if they win side lanes, their ability to engage is much better. Because they can push in side lanes, get vision, force Fnatic into, to push beyond their vision when they're looking for objectives, and then they get engaged on from Fog of War. So G2, this is looking very good from them, as long as these early lanes don't fall apart. Good flash from Mickey. Flashing forward. Hang on a second. This one's important, actually. This one's important. How many skills are misused here from Fnatic? So you have heal barrier on Hans Mickey. They don't have an ignite. There is a heal on Noah, and he has his Q for healing. Damage goes into the shield. Hook goes down, but it's onto the wall, so it's half cooldown. Aftershock is now gone, so he doesn't have Aftershock. Hans goes onto Noah instead of to Jun. Hooks him out of the W, so Hans doesn't take the damage from Xin Zhao. Is he going to live here? So the dash was just... Ooh! Okay, Hans gets out with a dash. No mid lane prior. So it's what? 1 for 2? God damn. Yeah, Jun couldn't get a second hook cooldown. Even though when it hits the wall, it gets 50% cooldown reduction. But that wasn't enough because it's only a rank 1 hook. It's also going to be the... probably going to be Emax Nautilus with Senna like backing him up. That makes sense. So now Chain's going to land. Okay. Okay. He's down, so he's just going to walk up to him and just... Okay. So Caps denies Razzle getting in towards top side, which is important. Oh, and I've got to respond to a message as well. I should do that. Hey, Light. Thank you so much. I appreciate the sub. I appreciate it. I turned my alert box off. But, because it was getting quite obnoxious with it pinging a million times. We've gained like 300 followers today, by the way, folks, or something like that. 200. If no error at Worlds I'm writing, we'll see. I mean, I didn't get LEC, so we'll see if they like me. I mean, you guys like me, so that's nice, but I don't know whether Riot likes me. We'll see. I'd like to be there, obviously. It'd be a huge goal. I've heard nothing from Riot, so I have no idea. Thanks to the followers, everyone. I know that they're coming in. But yeah, we already talked through that fight. A couple of misused cooldowns. Great flash from Mickey. And yeah, so now suddenly you have the Lucian Nami, which is ahead. God, G2 are going to have winning mid lane, and they're going to have winning side lanes as soon as the bot lanes move into 2v2, right? Move into 2v2 mid. As soon as this game becomes about that, this game is so over from Fnatic. They're actually losing on all accords right now. So what they need to do is punish one overengage from G2. That's what they're looking for. But this is already looking very bad. LeBlanc's going to win both side lanes as soon as she moves into a side lane. Doesn't matter if it's the Poppy or the Azir that goes up against them. Top lane's going fine. Bot lane's just got itself a handful of kills as well. Caps is doing Caps things on LeBlanc. So what do Fnatic do? Realistically, what do they do? If this game carries on the way that it should do without any extra big plays kind of making a turning point in this game, like, this is so over. God, giving Grubs over as well when you've got the LeBlanc, which can hit side lane turrets. LeBlanc is the best user of Grubs in the game, by the way, AD LeBlanc, because she hits turrets so effectively. Even getting the 1 is nice, denying Fnatic the ability to get as much of that too. Azir is also good at using it too, by the way, with Nash's Tooth and then being in side lanes. He's also pretty good at pushing in side lanes. But still, getting 1... being able to smite contest the second one if he needs to, very, very big. Razzle can't even stay there because he doesn't have top lane priority. Going top lane, taking Grubs without top lane priority sucks, guys. It really, really sucks. Okay. Caps is fine. Ooh. Caps is being such a nuisance, man. Caps is being such a little shit in the mid lane. Caps' LeBlanc is so annoying, man. This guy's so good at this champion. I'm glad that Caps has looked a lot better. So on a couple of podcasts I talked about how Caps, I don't think he's elite anymore. I think his carry games are just not what they used to be. They're much less frequent. No, credit to him actually. He's had some really good games recently. He had a really good Akali game. What's happening here? Did they finally get the kill? Kill onto Mickey. Did they take a kill back? No, they needed one more turret shot. But you can actually walk up 1v3, force Nora out, force the flash, the heal. Caps is here. Oh god, it's 2v3 now, and they do have the center ult. Okay, force both flashes out. Caps losing flash is less important than the bot lane losing flash from the side of Fnatic. Not having flash there sucks. Because now if you turn up to, say if there's a Herald fight, what happens if Zac comes into the equation? What if Zac actually ends up to get a teleport post 10 minutes? He's also doing really well in this top lane, man. Poppy has not been able to keep this guy down. Oscar chose this matchup, and he's losing it pretty comprehensively in lane. It'll be useful later on, don't get me wrong, but yeah. Okay, Dragon going over to the side of... no, not Dragon, the other one. There's a Scuttle Crab notification now on LEC. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's cool. I like that. Okay, Cap's just being annoying again. Not quite a Shiv, but just... Oh, hops back from the wall. Ah, it's annoying. Yeah, I mean, it's just... Caps is just so good at playing around his distortion returns. He's a very confusing player to play against. Hans has full Storm Razor. It's 14.2, so you don't get the support item anymore, but god damn, Lucian is strong at this item. Yeah, you got Storm Razor mandate. Like, Hans and Mickey are going to absolutely brutalize you if you fight them now. And there's another thing here too. This is the thing here, right? Just want to point this out. Fnatic's vision line is here. But they have nothing here or like here. So you don't know, realistically, where LeBlanc is going to go. LeBlanc can just go into River through some different ways. And even at this point too, there's a chance that Zac is teleported somewhere and he can engage from somewhere along here. Zac can teleport to a tower or to a minion and he can look for a lane gank even as a top laner. Fnatic's vision line, it's good as a starting point, but they need it one step deeper. But they're also not safe putting that in because they're losing so hard in mid lane, bot lane, and also mid lane can roam out of lane so quickly because LeBlanc has distortion. Now they're looking for potential dive. They see this one coming. And they use the center ult. Bloody hell, the damage though from Hans Sama. They're walking in again, juggling the aggro. Great aggro juggling. Great aggro juggling. BB teleports in. Where's he teleport into, actually? One of the minions in the tower? Yeah. Oh, God, this is bad. Oscar doesn't have TP either. Wait, what did they know coming into this? They knew that the dive was coming. They knew they didn't have mid-pro. They knew that they didn't have top TP. Guys, come on, just leave the turret. Even if you lose everything here, is worse than losing the... The worst option is losing the turret and also losing your lives. You don't have top TP. You don't have mid-pro. Your mid doesn't have teleport either. Guys, why are you staying there? And it's against like a huge item power spike from Lucian and Nami as well. Like, that's so int. It's like they don't understand what tools are available to them. That's really disrespectful, man. And now you've killed the bot lane tower. You're going to have Lucian and Nami heading into mid lane after this. Again, they are the best duo in the game at playing around this. Same with Lucian and Milio. LeBlanc is going to be able to go into a side lane, use the grubs which they've already taken to get big advantage in hitting those turrets in side lanes. You can see that. Oh, actually, they moved to top lane. Huh. Normally... This is interesting. No, folks, this is interesting. 9 times out of 10, you'll see bot lanes going towards mid lane instead of going towards top lane. This is interesting. Hey, thanks, Laura. I appreciate it. My voice is freaking dead after this week, but I appreciate it. Thank you for welcome to the chat. But yeah, because G2 are playing this game very interesting. Typically, you have them moving towards mid lane. But because grubs are on the table, maybe? I mean, does that affect anything? Why do they choose that? LeBlanc was already down in bot lane already. Before this, though. She could have stayed bot lane. Zac has no teleport. LeBlanc has no teleport. Nautilus is stuck alone towards bot side, so Nautilus isn't going to be there. He's still farming. Oh, hang on. Is bot... Oh, bot lane turret's not dead yet. Oh, that's why. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought it was dead. I thought they actually managed to kill it. 3 grubs to the side of G2. So they basically just moved their bot lane up towards top lane to contest grubs, potentially. It's not too dissimilar from having bot lane into mid lane either, actually. They can respond to it either way. Getting the push in towards top lane That's fine. God damn, this guy does damage. Ignite, it doesn't matter. He dies. This is way too much damage. Jesus Christ. These players have not played against this champion already. G2 instead don't go towards Grubs. Now they put... Folks, this is so fascinating to me. Because so many other teams would have put the Lucian Nami mid lane, use them to go up towards top lane or bot lane. Instead, what they've done is they moved top lane, bot lane towards top lane. Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay, I got it now. I got it now, folks. Lucian Nami, head up towards top lane, brute force push because then no one can contest them. LeBlanc then replaced them in top side. They move down towards mid lane. Mid lane gets pushed in. No one can contest them there either. Mid lane's pushed in. They go down towards Dragon. They take Dragon for free, and now they can respond towards bot side as well. So what G2 have done is they've based... So this is a concept which came about a long time ago, actually. It's called long shifting. It's not short shifting. Short shifting is a bit different. But what you do is you sync up waves, and you have the strongest part of your map go from top to mid to bot, and you just flow across the map like dominoes, like a waterfall. And because no one can contest what's happening with this 2v2 in bot lane, they get all of those lanes pushed in for free. They don't overstay around Grubs. They don't actually... The Grubs isn't the end goal. That's something. But they go towards top. They shove that in. Mid lane. And then bot lane as well. That allows them to take Dragon and look towards a bot lane play where they can respond to what their big playmaker in the Zac can do as well. This is fascinating. This is actually great lane assignment from G2. This is good. This is really good. Why Jun wanted to fight Zac there is beyond me. That's a mistake, don't get me wrong. But, like... This is really good from G2. I've not seen lane assignment like this before. Not in this season. They're really snowballing this well. You know, a lot of the time I've been sat here thinking, you know, I don't really like what EU is doing. This is good, folks. This is actually good. I like this. Maybe I should in this game at least. I know the rest of the series is less clean, but in this game there's a lot which G2 is doing to make me happy here. This is good. This is actually nice. I like this. Razork's caught out in the middle of nowhere. And, how confusing is this got to be for Fnatic? They have to be responding to lanes like every other second. And because, I mean, they're making mistakes, don't get me wrong. But it's so hard to know what the right thing to do is, because G2 is changing lanes so quickly that Fnatic really don't know where they need to be on the map. This is... This is just G2 just throwing everything out of the clown car, and now we're in this lane, and we're in this lane, and now we've engaged onto you here. And then Fnatic just sat there just listening to the circus music going, what the fuck am I supposed to do? This is really hard. Fnatic, like, they need to be very quick at choosing which lanes they're going into, and they're just not quick enough to deal with G2's points of power. You cannot fight this Lucian army. And they're using the Lucian army as a wrecking ball to force Fnatic to just defensively play across the map. This is good from them. This is good. Quad flex Zac pick? Yeah. They could even play it with Senna Zac. Yeah. The quintuple flex. Be fantastic. Okay. 4.5k gold lead. Second item hit for the Lucian Nami. This is where Lucian really, really gets even more strong. One item is strong, two item is Exodia. If he walks up with an energized auto, you lose half your HP at this point. Like that. Yeah. And this is another thing. Finally! Finally we get this happening. Folks, when you jump forward as a Lucian, you are afraid of someone jumping over a wall like this, or jumping over a wall like this. Maokai is right here to respond. They don't have to be worried about that. There's a sapling in here. They know have advanced notice if someone's coming through this corridor. Why is it taking EU so long to figure this out? This is G2's first Lucian Nami game, and they're playing it how you should do it. Should have done it all along. Like, why has EU found it so long to go towards this? This is good Lucian Nami play. This is good. G2 are playing well around this. I'm happy with G2 in this game. I know it won't last, because Game 2 was a shit show. But, like, they're using the Maokai's extra vision to allow the Lucian army so much extra value. This is good. I like what they're doing here. And like Fnatic, they can't do shit about this now. The Lucian army's off the chain. They can't face this duo. It's too problematic. And it's going to get to the point where they're going to slip up in terms of vision, and Zach's going to get an engage on them. This Poppy's not going to have value enough, because Poppy will have to be permanently grouped with them. It's too much of a time sink for them to do that. They're going to lose in side lanes, because there's an AD LeBlanc at 2 items as well. Like, G2 have completely demolished this game. This is a great game from G2. I'm actually happy with them. I think that I was looking at how EU was playing, and I wasn't very happy for most of this split. But this game is one of the first ones where I'm genuinely happy with how G2 played. The bot side early 3v3 winning and the early top side play was bad, don't get me wrong. This is the mid lane that we're talking about. There's that coming out of Fog of War. We've talked about this before. Double charge in. There's so little they can do, and G2 have used 2 ultimates for this and no flashes. Like, Fnatic, what do? Like, they actually cannot fight against this. Baron, very early on spawn, you're doing this without a jungler. Maybe they can look for a miracle fight, get a Poppy ult to get someone out of the pit. Caps is on the side, though, so Humanoid can't successfully engage into this one. The best they're getting is, like, what, 1-2 kills? And they already lost a kill here, too. So they lose Dragon, they lose Baron, and they lose kills. Razok's finally back, but it just doesn't matter. Oh, what a great game from G2, actually. I think that there were mistakes to get them into this point. Don't make that mistake. I think that Fnatic's bot side 3v3 was misexecuted, and Oscar Renin should not have let this Zach get ahead. But this is, yeah, this is a mistake. Hey Tronic, how's it going? Well, thanks for the follow, and thanks for dropping into the chat. Oh God, how do you escape this? This game has been over for a long time. This is a great game from G2. There's a Medjai's and Mickey. I love that, man. Where's Zach Darkseal? Good question. He probably could have gone that. Would have been nice. Nice extra advantage from that. Getting towards Jack Show on Zach as well now. God, he's so tanky. And you've got the Voltaic Cyclosword and Caps as well, so he's just popping. He's just popping heads now. I mean, and also with Baron off the table, there's not even a chance of like an objective steal for Fnatic. They're not safe under their turrets. You know, in the LNG BLG series we watched just before we went on to review this, yeah, it was easy for them to wave clear because the dive threat wasn't great from BLG in the series they played against it at LNG. But yeah. Right. Now, Zach's not on the same side of the map, but you can just walk up and just tap people with Lucian. Lucian's doing an absurd amount of damage. He's gone for Navori instead of going for the Infedge. I think Infedge is maybe better this game because you're looking for the first tap on someone because you're so far ahead. But the ult is better from this case. Caps lit. Oh, God. Caps gets out of the engage too. And whenever you've used your cooldowns, the basic cooldowns from G2 are better than the basic cooldowns from Fnatic. Like, if all the ultimates are in play, then yeah, maybe Fnatic win out, but the basic cooldowns are better from G2. And they escape with like a 0 amount of HP, but they're completely fine with that. Maybe a bit of an overdive from G2, but hey, worth the look in, right? When you see 2 frontliners going different boots, you know you've lost. That's true, actually. That's actually not a bad way to put it. It's like, there are too many things that we need to look at. That's a very good point. If your frontliners can both go the same boots, they're likely dealing with the same kind of threat, and they can itemize effectively against the backline. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that before. That's a good litmus test. Okay, they survived that round of ultimates at least. G2 had an absurd amount of gold lead. One last Baron to finish it off. Caps holding on to his Mimic. Gets on top of Noah. Caps lives. Noah might be able to... Oh, he has to ult back into his team. That sucks so bad for him. He would love to take down Caps. Caps is being an annoying little shit. Dies. Quadra kill for Lucian. I don't think he can get the Penta from this one, sadly, but... Wait, can he? I don't know, maybe. He's got like 40 seconds. 20 seconds left. Yeah, no, I think the respawns are going to come too quickly. Yeah. I like this so much more than how they're playing the Aphelios, by the way. Because when you have Hansama, like, not being the focal point of the team, and he's kind of sat back in the pocket. Sometimes he's been a bit exploitable in something like the Aphelios. On the Varus and the Lucian, he has mobility or range to play around, which has been much better played around by G2. I don't really like Aphelios picked as kind of like a placeholder AD carry pick. If Aphelios is going to be played by G2, I want him to be like this, the focal point of a composition. And I know that in game 2 that potentially becomes an issue again. Yeah, this is the death salute now for the death knell for God damn the damage on. Wait, where did the Azir go? Oh my god! Jesus Christ, he just explodes! Double assassination was the backline. Lucian murders his wife Senna. That's the headlines for the the Damacian Times tomorrow. Yeah, good game for them. Really good game for them. And that's game. So. We don't have to slow this game down and talk about the micro too much, because actually G2 has they use that Lucian Nami so well, and they haven't even played it all split. That is insane. They've been holding this back this entire time. That's insane, actually. God damn. Okay, folks. I'm gonna go give myself a brain break real quick. Where's draft? Is this the first draft? That's first draft. Where's draft? Okay. I'm gonna leave it on draft, and then I'm gonna leave it paused on here, and then we'll then we shall go into things again. I need a pee, and I need to refill on drinks. All right. Okay, folks, I'm back. Who's ready for game 2? Let's get into it. I have a Red Bull as well to keep myself ticking. Righty, so ads are off. Game 2. Let's get into draft. So game 2, it really felt like G2 had a good read on everything. And as soon as we get into this draft here, big change. See the brand ban, Maokai's gone. I think the Maokai has very few answers in the meta right now. You now have a chance to lock in the Lucian yourself without being countered by the Maokai on the other side if you really want to. You can also go Varus, I think that's fine. There are a couple of different bot lane answers. But you're not against the Maokai this time, which is the big thing. You can go towards Varus Nautilus as a lane dominant duo as well. We've seen a lot of that on 14-2. Like a lot of that, and it's been very effective. Oh, sweet caffeine. And then G2 go towards the Aphelios, so they're going to go towards Aphelios Nautilus to take it away from the Varus, or they go towards the Milio just for the, the turret value from Aphelios, where it just becomes a massive ranged machine. So they're giving the chance for the Varus to go towards the Nautilus on 2-3. And as we just saw in BLG LNG, there's a chance you can lock in that Jax as the Xin Zhao answer individually. So Xin Zhao's individual early game power can be answered by Jax, because you can body a lot of the lanes, but you can't body jungle that easily. Of course, it didn't work out in LNG BLG, but that's the theory, right? And look towards the Orianna instead. And now you look at... this is a point as well. This is something that was said on one of the co-streams by, I think it was Leader that said it in the sack. Orianna is like, Orianna and Azir are probably like the only good champions in mid lane into Jax. Jax really hates playing against Azir and Orianna. They really hurt him. So now you can ban away Azir in second round from Fnatic if you really want to. Milio locked in for the Aphelios, so they don't take away the Nautilus, they look for that instead. Now they can ban away some of the lane dominant or lane threatening picks into the Milio. So I'd imagine Blitz and not bad second round bans. Kali banned away from Fnatic, that makes sense, because you have 2 immobile backliners and no real hard CC right now. Well, not enough to like point and click Akali out of her combos. Ban away the LeBlanc as well, I presume. I mean, LeBlanc's not awesome into the LeBlanc, into the Orianna, but... Ban away the Zac, okay. So I'm giving the chance to go for the LeBlanc again. And they go for the Azir. So Azir's fine into Orianna, gets early push, good against the Jax. Can suffer against the Varus if he goes poke. Fnatic gonna get themselves Varus Nautilus, you have to imagine, which is pretty good against the Aphelios Milio. Can all in. And they Gragas lock in, which means that the Gragas goes top. Well, you can technically flex between the Gragas and the Jax, but the Jax is a good answer into the Xin Zhao right now. At least that's been the scrim meta, I think. That's what we're seeing more and more. And the Poppy goes topside for Broken Blade against Oscarina, which is a good matchup actually into both of these champions. That's completely fine. G2 lack engage quite seriously, but their lanes are pretty okay. Top and mid are going to be fine. Yike can leverage off of them. Bot lane you're going to be losing a fair amount, but they don't have great ability to get onto the backline. I think Ori Varus feel very happy about this draft. There's really not much threatening them. Okay, let's have a look-see. Move my camera back because it's not in the middle of the screen. Cool. So I think Fnatic come away with a win, honestly, for me. Huge engaged threat. And threat onto the backline. G2 have no threat onto the backline at all. Like, where is their backline access? Your backline access is killing everyone to reach the backline. That's basically what it is. Which potentially can happen, but yeah. Caps has to flash. That's really annoying for him, actually. And he has to enter lane late, so he can't get the early shove which he wants, which means Humanoid gets much more pressure than he thought. Razork gets himself a buff steal. He can go back into his red side. Is Yike going to look towards... Yike can maybe go for a topside invade after this. Maybe? Because he has top lane prior from... I guess because mid lane is flash down, he can't rely on that. If Caps had flash and he had the early prio, he could look for a topside answer. That's really good. As soon as they get the flash from Caps, they know that Razork is going to be ahead in this early game. That's really big. Hook misses, that's whatever. Yeah, Humanoid gets to really, really punish Caps from not being on the first wave. And just kind of continually get some extra value up there. BB, I think this is again a bit of a disconnect between what's happening in mid and jungle. If Caps and Yike are what they're in the place they're meant to be in this draft, where Caps is pushed up and Yike can contest top scuttle, Razork can't get that play. So it's a bit of a failure to adapt from Broken Blade in regards to what's happened in the early game in mid jungle. I think anyway, because he's just way too pushed up. There's no way he's getting out there. Bot lane's doing fine, but the wave's going to get evened up. Ball play from Noah and Jun to say, actually, you know, we have the lane dominant bot lane, but let's not do what Broken Blade just did and push up on our own and potentially give a gank over to Yike. Thanks for the follow, Kuma. I appreciate it. Okay, so now Humanoid's caught out on his own here. Razork's on the way back, though. Ooh, shit, that's close. Lethal tempo. And the kill on the tower as well. Game's over now. Yeah, the game's pretty over. G2 don't have threat onto the backline of Fnatic, and their backline is now really strong. And their front line's really strong. This Jax is going to be a serious threat. Broken Blade doesn't have teleport. He's losing stuff to tower. This is horrible for them. What the hell happens here, man? Great from Razork to zone off Caps. Overdive there as well. Yeah, this is game now. This is game. This is nasty, man. Okay, Shockwave onto mid. Humanoid just making sure that Caps doesn't have the health to contest mid-wave for first Dragon Spawn, maybe. This is the point in the game where G2 kind of want to be getting fights now, though, because they want to make sure that they can get less structured fights where they can catch someone out in rotation before the big engaged threats become a big problem in team fights later. Ooh, good step forward from BB. Good steps from his hands. This Aphelios might be okay because it depends if Aphelios gets to good items at good timings. If you get to good items at good timings, then the Aphelios can shred through the front line. This Aphelios can carry. But it's so hard for G2 to play around the front to back. The front to back, they just 100% die on, man. Close to dying, man. No level 6 from Mickey. Ooh, misses out on the Q. Would have been a 3-stack Q. That would have been good. Humanoids put forwards. Oh, if he gets the QW onto Caps, that's pretty big, actually. Maybe could have forced a kill from Razork. Flash for flash, though. Good pickup. It's a good pickup. Oh, Okay. God. Okay, thought that the passive auto from Broken Blade was... hang on, wait. Yeah, because BB's passive auto is up. Ah, it's up then. Yeah. His passive auto is actually just up then. He thinks he can flash kill with a grasp flash auto, grasp passive auto from BB maybe. So that's why he flashes. That's why the flash looks weird. Oscar has had a pretty bad week. He's really struggled, actually. Hey, Sam, is that food?
Preparing baked goods.
Oh, nice. From downstairs? Or from
No,
elsewhere?
I went to Edinburgh for a bit of a walk.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, Oscar has had not a great week, folks. He's had... Thank you. Oh, let's go. Thank you very much. What kind of baked good is it?
Caprese.
Ooh, nice. Caprese kind of like pizza slicey thing. Nice, like it.
tasty.
It's like a sausage roll, but not. That's nice. I like that.
Surprisingly reasonable as well. It was like 98 cents.
Oh, it's very good then. Wow.
I know.
Is it gonna give me some manner of disease?
I don't think so. It's tomato and cheese and bread with some herbs.
No, not the tomato cheese bread disease.
No.
Man.
It's
Well,
Attack of the Killer Tomato Bread. It's
Yep.
a sequel we never wanted.
right. So, the way that LPL would play this out now is trying to get Azir into a side lane with a Nash's Tooth to push down side lane out of turrets. That's how Scout would get back into this game. But it's really hard to move people into side lanes at this timestamp. And also, the top lane and bot lane out of turrets are really high HP. And you also don't have grubs. Bot lane's died, you can't shield it. Caps are slow on the roam. Gets one kill. Does he die for it? Doesn't have flash. Yeah, that's bad. And now you've just doubled down on a losing play. Because you don't have any wave clear after Caps and Hands are dead. So you lose another play. Neither of them are picking up the gold under turret. Wave clear... Oscar, buddy. He's not having a good time, folks. Hans gets back with Crescendo to take back some plates, though. But they should know about this. You know what? I'd be interested... Hang on. What was the weapons that they saw him last with? I just want to see this. When Hans died... Okay, so... Hear me out here, folks. You see, Hans Sama is on very low ammo. You can see the ammo counter here. On the utility weapons, these two. He dies in this play. And you know that when he comes back into lane, he's going to have Severum Crescendum, which is your turret killing items. Because this bot play has just led to everyone kind of like going back and forth, Fnatic know they can kind of mind game this, that they know that Hans really wants to get the turret plates on the other side, because you can get a couple of turret plates very, very quickly at Hans Sama. Now, they have teleport available in Humanoid. Maybe they could mind game this. Maybe this is one of the reasons they can get around to this. Like, mind game and say, alright, let's just punish this Aphelios when he knows he wants to go for, this. You see Mickey heading up towards turret as well. They know he wants to hit this turret. Teleport back in. This is nice from Fnatic. And yeah, G2, they just kind of get caught a little bit sleeping. Once you make a... We talked about this yesterday. Fnatic just dove this turret. There's every chance that they ended up dropping wards somewhere down here. If it's anywhere in this vicinity, it's a problem. It just so happens that it's in a really bad spot in this tri-brush for Humanoid to really get on top of them quickly. Hans still has flash, so he might be able to dodge the shock. Well, there is no shockwave, but like... Mickey dies for free. Hans has to push off turret as well. Really good play from Fnatic. They stop the Aphelios getting access to towers with his Severum Crescendum as well. That's nice. That's good. Much better from Fnatic. Much better understanding of where they need to be on the map, and they don't have to deal with a absolutely turbo-fed Lucian Nami. Caps isn't being allowed any access to side lanes either. That's really big. Now, Nash's Tooth Azir can creep up on you in terms of the gold, which he has, because you can just take down turrets for free. Especially if you get grubs as well. Not in this case. Does Oscar die on bot side? Oh, Oscar. Buddy, he's had a bad game. I think it's okay to stop Caps from going towards top side, but damn, that's bad, man. Look how many wards Fnatic have. This is quite good from Fnatic. And this is something which they fell prey to against G2 in regular season. Go watch the other video I've done on that. I think it's in my VOD highlights and I'm going to upload on YouTube later. When you make a big play on one side of the map, you know Vision's going to be left down. And G2 punished Fnatic for that quite a lot. Make a big play around bot side, make a second play with the Vision afterwards. Make a big play on top side, leave Vision here for a second play potentially afterwards. Good stuff from Fnatic. They've learned a lot from the regular season game. Game 1 was just weird, man. Game 1 was hyper-fed Lucian Nami and then using it as a wrecking ball. They didn't know what to do about it. Because no one in Europe uses it well. And now this Aphelios is gonna... This Aphelios and his ear can't play the game, man. It's so hard for them to play the game. Okay. Herald gets capped some gold in the side lane. But you know he's looking for this gold in the side lane. Again, they went towards top side. They left some vision there. It's been swept out now, so G2 did a good job with that. But almost in a position to punish that again. Humano's teleport is just up again, so now he's in position to teleport for a big play. Oh god, I need the caffeine, man. It's been a long week, folks. Finally, we have bot lanes going towards mid lane, which has felt... In this series, bot lanes haven't gone to mid lane very early. They've actually gone to side lanes first, which is not something I'm seeing in the LPL. Okay, Fnatic go in, get vision down. Now what they can do is back off and hope one of their wards survives for a big teleport from Oscar. Okay, oh god, Oscar, buddy. Has his Seraphs blown for free. He's having a crap game on this Gragas. Which is a shame, because he was doing really well in the first games of the split. He's just really sucked in the last week or so. Oh, OTP Fizz. Thanks for the follow. Ooh, good flash over. What did we just say? What did we just say? Go into a side of the map, leave vision. Next time you come back to it, make a quick play off of the vision you just placed. When someone's just made a big inroad into your side of the jungle, there's going to be a ward somewhere in here, likely. RTP comes up, teleport in. This is exactly what G2 did to Fnatic in the regular season game. Fantastic play around vision from Fnatic. It's good stuff. We don't see this all the time from Europe. This is good. This is good. Both of these teams have had some good moments. I was watching this and thinking both teams were in sync, not gonna lie. Slowing it down and watching it, I'm happy that they're learning, at least. We weren't seeing this in the regular season too much. Really good. Really good stuff. And this is why it's so dangerous to make a play on the side of the map where enemies were just present. So dangerous, because if one of those wards is in a good enough place, you die. God damn, it's windy outside. There's a tree which is shaking about. Shaking its booty. Now they have Baron buff straight off of that. G2 have to try and split the map, get an objective bounty, but like, what can they do now, Ren? They've never even had to try their composition. We've never even had a 5v5, folks. Not even had a 5v5. We'll never get to see the weakness of G2's comp where they can't reach the backline. It's not even come to that. Fnatic haven't allowed them that. They've played the map just so much better. The vision game's been much better, the map game's been much better. Also important game to show that Fnatic know how to play, like, around side lanes too. Because that's typically G2's specialty. But G2 have been absolutely crapped on in side lanes this game. Okay, bit far on the hook. Yeah, a bit far on that one. Okay, Barrow's fallen off. So they can't use that to end the game now. Big items being picked up. Huge gold lead. No way for G2 to reach the backline except for a miracle flank. Which they do not have the ability to do so right now. The wards are not... Well, they have like 1 or 2 wards. G2 are just looking for like 1 miracle teleport ward so BB can get like a flash wall stun or Caps can get angle for a shuffle or something like that onto a key target. Shuffling as Caps this game is awful though. Look at the amount of carries which can do something about it. Instant CC. Gragas just presses E towards you and you can't do it. Not just presses Q or Alt or whatever. So Caps can't shuffle this game. Very hard game for Caps to shuffle. BB might be able to flash wall stun, but it's hard. Very hard game for G2 to play when they're behind. Yep. Second Baron. No wards to do anything about this. They have to play front to back. Their front to back is awful compared to Fnatic's. Good shockwave. The Breath of Life means that... Well, maybe if they'd comboed up the Milio cleanse with Yike, maybe he could have gotten into the pit easier, but he doesn't. Okay, Caps defensively shuffles. Humanoid has Shockwave again. Needs to be very careful of that. Everyone's just flashed out. Well, I mean, Humanoid hasn't even had Shockwave yet. Gets BB flash for it. Maybe he could have had a more valuable Shockwave, honestly. I don't know if that's great. Mountain Soul for Fnatic. Trying to at least brute force mid lane. Now that Shockwave's down, they need to be a little less afraid. Okay, so G2 gets something back for that. But again, it doesn't solve their issues. They're still not winning a front to back. Even with a 3-item Fellows, 3-item Azir, they're not winning the front to back. The team is just too disruptive from Fnatic. You're never actually able to sit and fight. Okay. And now they have to play front to back again. Razok has Kernick. He's really, really tanky. Mickey dies for free. Game's over. This game's been over for a while. Like, they're too far behind. They have 0 engage, 0 threat on the back line. And really good play from Fnatic around sidelines and around, like, making a second play after the vision's been put down. Make a big play, even if it's an even one. You use those wards for the second play afterwards, and you can use that to win a game. That was good. You know, honestly, good game for Fnatic. I mean, yeah. Bit disrespectful from G2. I don't like the way that they play around Aphelios as a consolidation carry or whatever in bot side. Come on. There we go, cool. My laptop sometimes stops charging. Right, let's go straight on to game 3. I'm good, I don't need a break. Let's go straight into game 3. Let's get into draft. It's gonna be a bit before this, isn't it? Okay. That's the wrong one. Okay. Lock it up here. Okay, what's happened in the draft this time? So, Kallista's been left open. That's one thing. Haven't seen that yet. Sen is up too, but we're not seeing that locked in. So we're seeing the Maokai brand kind of dynamic again. You don't let Maokai through. If you ban the brand, you ban the Maokai. You can sometimes trade both of them, but you don't want to play. You don't want to play into Maokai without brand a lot of the time. What the hell is that? I'm gonna imagine that's a cat walking on a keyboard. OTP Fizz. That's my headcanon now. I am surprised that G2 ban away the Gragas. I'm surprised about that. I don't see the value in the Gragas ban. That wasn't the problem from the last game. That really wasn't the problem. So the Kallista's through. You have Renata up as well. So do you have to take the Renata already just to take it away from the Kalista? Kalista Renata is way too hard to play against, surely. And you don't want to play the Varus Nautilus into the Kalista Renata. That's just asking for death. Again, they lock in 14-2 Carmen. That's been banned a lot of this series. That's a mistake. That's a mistake to me. You need to have a Renata lane ready to go against this, I feel like. Okay, Vi's there as well. Oh, they lock in Hui. Right, okay. Oh, so maybe... Okay, alright. So I think the logic is this, right? And Karma's a flex between mid and support. I think that Hui is pretty good versus enchanters and stuff like that because he just outranges them. Enchanters tend to struggle when they're outraged. He outranges Karma. If you lock in Renata, you can lock him as a support as well. This could go to Mickey as a support. I think that'd be good versus Varus and the Renata because he outranges them with his QW and his QQ. He's also doesn't have to like charge a skill shot like Varus. That's yeah, I think that's why the Renata isn't locked on 3 because Fnatic don't really want to play the Renata into bot lane if it's there. Kalista Hui sounds like a disgusting combo for Renata to deal with. He just gets burst out. Did I watch the games before? Yes, I watched game 1 of this series just now on stream, and we did all of the, well, we did LPL, all of the second series, and the first 2 games of the first series too. Okay. And now they're banning out, okay, and this is exactly what we saw before. We see that they're banning the anti-Zac champions. And that's a problem because this is huge range. If you go in with Zac and Vi on top of Hui, no one survives through that. No one survives through that. Why are they banning out K'Sante, man? You gotta get rid of the Zac. If they show they're willing to play the Zac, this is such a huge problem. And now G2 do ban the Renata. Okay, alright. Maybe they just decide that it's not worth letting the Renata through if they're going for a heavy engage comp. If they're going for a heavy engage comp, I think Renata has too much value. They lock in Blitz, which maybe... So I think what this Blitz does is it dissuades the Hui going towards support because Blitz hooks the Hui once and he dies. So they want this to be mid lane Hui into Karma. So now Mickey has his pick of the litter against the Blitzcrank. He could go for Braum, potentially. Yeah, and he goes for Braum. Braum's pretty good versus Varus. There's no one dealing huge damage to the front line. And also, they have an engage in top side. So he doesn't need to be engaged because you have engage in these 2 champions. So he doesn't have to play heavy engage through support. That's fine, actually. And now you have... Blitz hooks a Braum. He hates hooking that Braum. That's awful. It's the Karma top lane, which I don't know, man. Like, you keep Zac down early, but I don't think you stop Zac from farming, do you? I don't think that's great. And when it comes into later team fights, right? You are not tanky enough to survive this whole combo. I mean, I don't think anyone in this team is combo. Put it this way, right? Braum's not going to be like adding forward to the initial engage. This guy's left out of it, but you have these 2 going forwards, locking down a single target. Vi can just point and click. Zac can follow up. You have a Pierce coming through. You can also have the Kalista ultimate pulling forward too. And then Hui dunks him with a QW. Alt QW. If Caps gets gold this game is actually unplayable for Fnatic, by the way. Because he just one-shots anyone that's CC'd. And no one on the other team can survive that. And they're not long enough range to survive the engage. There's a Flash Vial, which can go forwards. This guy can come out of nowhere.
It's kind of mad that Azir Varus aren't long enough range. Like,
they're not long enough range.
That's kind of mad because they're both considered long-range carries, right?
Oh, but this is like the longest range engaged champions in the game, basically.
Yeah.
And they can reach you through the front line. So Razork and Razork only has 1 W. That's another thing too. He only has 1 W. So I think this game now has to be lane domination for Fnatic. You need to hook the Kalista a million times, but it's really hard into the Braum. You need to be pushing in mid lane as Azir versus Hui. That basically doesn't happen. Hui's very happy going mage versus mage. And top lane, the Karma's going to bully the Zac, but like, are you going to be able to like actually do anything mid game? I don't even think you care if you give 6 grubs to a Karma and she's hitting side lane turrets. It literally does nothing. There's so little for you. Okay, let me get my camera back in the right spot. This is a hard game to play, man. This is a hard game to play for Fnatic. Yeah, I moved it. Next. Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Okay, so... First strike on Oscarinen. Again, just trying to maximize anti-tank value. Scale up to first item with the Malignance. Malignance will also proc first strike as well with the DOT beneath it, which is nice. Even without Zac, they could have gone something Vlad here. I mean, you want a secondary engage source. So I think the Zac is quite crucial. Because you want something to just guarantee that the Hui is going to get big value. So Oscar uses ult on Vi. Vi's level 1 is awful, by the way. Gilius talks about this a lot. But it means that you've given free first wave to Zac. Hook into the Braum means nothing. They don't have a heal to blow, but hook into the Braum means very little. They lose wave control. Level 2 from Caps uses the shield instead of the extra damage. He's going to lose a bit of mana from that because the utility... Like, mana control on Hui is one of the big things which gates him. Ward into enemy jungle by Mickey to show where Razork is. Razork's not going to have an easy time of things. It's on his 2 bot side camps, so he needs to take them. He can't just ignore them. He needs the XP. Nice from Caps. Gets the passive. A lot of Hui's damage is in hitting 2 things at once. You should never stand on the brush like that. That's lazy as hell. You know the Razork's on the bot side as well. Guys. That's so lazy from them, man. You know that he's bot side. You have a... Hang on. Actually. Because he hasn't taken his 2 wards here. Hasn't taken his 2 camps. Hang on. What a... He was spotted. He was spotted right there. You literally see him coming bot side. Guy, are we playing with monitors off or what? Guys. Alright, fair play. That's 3 deaths through. Oh my god. Oh, he just like gets the... Oh, bloody hell. Just hits him with the QQ. Doesn't even hit him with the E. What? I mean... But why did Hans and Mickey stand in that brush and knowing that Razork's on bot side and coming to their lane? And you know that Yike's not there to... That's just bad. This is so bad. You know that Razork's here, man. He was literally just seen heading bot side. And Breezy gets a solo kill. What the hell? Oscar's played an awful series. That's a shame. Oscar's had a really bad series. Like, this is so much more than Fnatic were expected to get in this early game. Razork can Hex flash over. Okay, wall stun. Stops the stand beside me. Stand behind me, rather. Stand behind Brom. Yeah, this is such a badly played game by Hans and Mickey, actually. This early game is bad from them. Luckily, solo lanes are now significantly far ahead of where they should be for G2. But, like, come on, man. It's a Kalista Braum. You're gonna have early lane fighting. Don't get me wrong, but this is not... This is a very poorly played early game from Hans and Mickey. Super easy. They had info on Razork. Okay, hits a Q onto a ranged champion. That's kind of hard to do. He's just hitting a Q onto a champion with a move speed buff, by the way. Owie. Okay, but why... Hang on, how much info do they have here? So they have 3 on bot side, but you're losing mid prio. But you know... Wait, did they see Hui leaving? Did they think he was gonna... He's full HP and mana, basically. Dragon's up. That's greedy from Noah. That's really greedy from Noah. He lives, but he's... Okay, he gets away with it. Okay, he gets away with it. That's fine. I was actually wondering if Noah overstayed there. That's fine. Hui with... Hui can just kind of basically Xerath ult you with QW. It's so annoying. Huh, that's interesting. So I actually hadn't heard that. That's cool. God damn, that's a lot of damage. Uses the ult, but it's just... I mean... Why are you getting bullied this hard as a frickin' Karma, man? Okay, Caps in mid lane. He's safe. Sometimes Poppy can get really good gank angles there, by the way. Some gangles. BB has 200 games on Zac. Yeah, I can tell. He's been playing it well. Been playing it really well, actually. You can tell that he knows his limits with regen and stuff too. Sometimes, like, knowing your effective HP on Zac is harder than it looks because it depends how many blobs you have and how many you can collect. He's been playing around that really well. Like, he's just gone up from like half HP to like 2/3. It's really big. All right, I didn't realize that they were friends. That makes sense. They were kind of like both around at the same time in the Pro League, so. Interesting. Interesting to know. So, Fnatic have really strong lead on Noah's Varus, partly due to really quite disrespectful play from Hans and Mickey. But that lead is still a little bit fake, because this Varus can do nothing about the engage combo of G2. You got 1 item onto Hui as well. Hui is going to be doing a lot of damage. Okay. Well, I don't know why he's walking in here like, buddy, come on. Like, you're Hui. You need to be stood behind someone at pretty much all times. I mean, bot lane, if bot lane is forcing out a hook here, like if Blitz is hooking this way, that's fine. If Yike is here, that's also fine, because as soon as someone goes forwards, he presses ult and immunes the CC. So if Yike is here, he can ult onto someone here. And that's fine. But like, why is Caps here alone, man? Okay, so he flashes out on that. And then he walks forward again and Caps. That's just really badly timed. He's acting as though he doesn't know where the rest of his teammates are there. That's a shame. That's a shame. Okay, now... okay. The pop ult saves him. Oh, God. How the hell did they get away with this? This is so okay, let's look into this again. Caps has died for free. He's up in 10 seconds. You have ult from Mickey, from Hans, but not from Mickey. Wall stun. Ooh, bad Varus ult. Bad Varus ult. Noah's been flashed on, but they didn't get the Braum passive on him. He is saved because the Poppy ult hits him. BB has a really bad E. And he gets a bitch. Guys, I take it back. I said I was learning a lot and I felt a lot better about EU. That was so bad, man. That was such a bad fight. God, everyone made awful mistakes. Awful decisions. What the hell happened there, man? Yes, BLG did 2-0 earlier today. Yes, they did. It was a really good series. It was a very close 2-0. And we were applying some of the things that we saw there to this game as well. We've talked about some things in game 1 about how bot lanes normally move into mid lane at certain points in the game. We didn't really see that in this series here, which I find quite interesting, actually. Okay, right. Even-ish gold slide advantage to Fnatic because there was a shutdown on Noah. So Hans is getting a little bit further into the game, has the 1 item. G2 looking to potentially get 6 grubs. Nah, then the 9. So they're going to get 4, so they're not going to get the might buff. BB is tanky as hell now. Interesting point which came out from with the co-streams I was watching as well. In terms of Zach's items, if you get a load of MR... Oh, I've just clicked the wrong thing. I wanted to go to a box. If you build a load of MR, no one really on the other team is going to hurt you, right? Because, like... I mean, Karma's not going to hurt you anyway because it's Karma. But, like, the Varus is only going to really kill you if he hits you with the W arrow. Well, the magic portion of his kit. Because if he hits you with, like, a load of W stacks, then yes, it hurts. But that's magic damage. So if he goes towards, like, full MR now, and he goes towards, I don't know... like Spirit Visage, Kenny Rooker, and then Jack Show. This guy is like so tanky, by the way. And Fnatic's carries don't have anything they can really do about that. The Zac is going to reach them. Almost certainly. If he ever has flash, he's going to reach them with a Q auto or something like that. If it's BP on the other team, he's locking in Vayne top versus Zac. Yeah. That's true. That's actually a pretty fun pick. I actually really like playing Quinn and stuff like that into him as well. But yeah, 80 carries tops are pretty okay. Zac is very good against tank matchups, is worth saying. If you don't have good damage against Zac, his base damages will out damage you, and he can build tankier than you can. So, okay, Razok not a bad ult, but Hans actually has a free fight here. Let's slow this down. This one's actually important. Let's slow this down. Let's slow this down. Okay, so how's the stop? Zac's coming in. He's spotted coming in from top river. Oscar has teleport. How early is he TPing in? Zac's already jumping across the fight, so he's on already. Teleport's happening. Hook goes onto Zac, that's not very useful. The Varus ult is onto Zac, that's also not very useful. He's regenning like a motherfucker. Yike dies, but the damage on the front line doesn't matter. Humanoid has flash, that's kind of nasty. Where's BB? He's got a lot of healing here in blobs still. Oh, he actually jumped over a... Oh, he could have jumped over a blob here, by the way, and picked it up. He could have jumped over 2 blobs and lived there, I think. Because look at this, right? Look at BB here. So this, so the 1 blob was squashed by that. So he jumps in this angle, right? If he jumps in this angle, he should be able to get this blob on the floor and maybe live, you know. That's super close. He actually almost lives through this. That's insane. God damn, they can't do anything against this Zac. He gets 1 blob. Can't get the second, but he lives. So he loses his passive for that. Caps misses his his EQ, misses his QW, auto-attacking him, gives a free ult to Karma on the W, misses another QQ. Jesus, man. Oh, God. Skill shots. Hardly know her. Late teleport from Oscar, really. I mean, that doesn't solve everything. It's just like, if you're hooking the Zac, that ain't it, folks. There is so much more backline access from G2. So much more. That's two. I actually didn't realize this, but those are 2 Blitzcrank hooks in a row which land onto the Zac, which loses them the fight, by the way. Oh, God, Jin. He actually gets his team killed. He actually loses his team the fight. The two hooks onto it are so bad. That's a great shot from the camera, by the way. Why the hell are you going onto this again? Why are we forcing on the Zac, guys? They don't even do enough damage to stop him Eing forward aggressively next. What are they doing, man? He has another E. Oh, God, this is awful from Fnatic. Why are you forcing on the frickin' Zac? Why are we forcing on this dude? He's They were actually in an okay point. They were actually in an okay point, by the way. That's so bad from Fnatic. They can't kill him. They don't have the damage for it. No one on this team is going to be in a position to kill him particularly easily. Unless his late game is here. As soon as he hits you with skills and he gets blobs, like, you know he's going to have about 50% extra HP. You don't have any heal cup, right? He's basically dealing with 50% extra here. 50% extra HP. Worlds are hard. That is such a mistake. And look at the follow-up engage they have. You cannot allow them to get around to second rounds of cooldowns. And a lot of this is because Oscar has had a bad series, right? He's had a number of games where BB has gotten way more gold than he should have done. He gave up a solo kill. This lane should not be as free as it was. Zac versus ranged champions is not easy, by the way, folks. Like, I think the first 2 games were actually pretty good from G2 for Fnatic watching them back. This one is quite disrespectful from Fnatic. Like, that's a mistake. I would call this game a lot of mistakes from Fnatic. Noah was 1,000 gold ahead individually, by the way. He's back to even. Quay's now getting to the point where he'll one-shot people if anyone tags him with anything now. Like, these items are just not fair, by the way. If he gets a QW or an ult onto someone, it's doomed. It's actually so doomed. He doesn't need to be the one bringing people from 100% HP. It might even be worth him going Shadow Flame because he's playing Execute Bot. He's going to get so many good kills this game. Yeah, for sure. I think G2's response time is good. Yeah, no, that's a fair call. That's what I'm calling out Fnatic's mistakes. Let's call out G2 for the positive sides of it too. Their response time to plays has been really, really good. It's been much quicker than Fnatic's in that regard. And I think that's... G2 know when to full send it. They are not... Yeah, like right here, everyone's moving towards the play. Everyone's moving towards the play and they're ready for it. Even though it fizzles out, they move there at the right time. And that's important. That's really important. Everyone's still around. They can look for a second play. Q misses. Sure, whatever. That's fine. But they're all in the right place when they're looking for the fights. It's not like you've got an 80 carry farming red buff or something like that. The problem with this is that when you lose those, when you don't find an engage, sometimes you'll allow a side lane to get ahead or something like that. And that can be a big issue. Okay. The problem is now they've given up a lot of vision in topside. They need to be so careful around here. See that Mickey is checking those brushes? He dies though if he gets hooked. If someone had actually stuck around there, he actually dies. And then if he dies, then potential for a Baron stop. Potential. Not 100%, but there's a potential for it. Righty, even-ish gold. Fnatic, they have enough vision control to potentially play... Oh god, they just can't control this Zac anymore. They just can't control the Zac, he's everywhere. They even ward this out well. This one isn't their fault, folks. It's just Zac being a stupid champion. Look at this, right? They've had good vision control around here. They dropped a load of wards into that side of the map. That's fine. They've just played around there. They get to push out mid lane. This is fine. They have 2 wards here. They have plenty of safety here. Then look at this. They think that they have... So they think that the fight is coming from here, right? Who in their right minds think that someone can... This isn't a fucking Nocturne. This is a Zac.
That's actually insane. That's what the extended...
But like, look at this. And then he manages to get forward into like a flash... Like a Q forwards. God damn, this is such a big engage range. Oh, this is cool. I saw this live, so I'll highlight this too. Watch what happens with this Q as well. So Caps is just out of range for his EW. So he throws it down. The Q from Zach pulls him back into the root.
Oh no.
Yike goes forwards. Now Yike definitely dies a bit for free there, but the actual combo between Caps and BB was really, really cool. And he gets the Q first, jumps forward, gets a load of blobs. I mean, he dies, but wait, does he even die? He gets out actually. Yeah, so a bit over eager from Yike. Don't get me wrong, but Addy. Wait, does he live? Does he die anyway? QW? Anything there? Nah, no QW. Damn. Caps actually kills any of those targets if he hits a QW. By the way, by the end of it, they need to be so careful. You need to back off so far.
Zach's dumb.
Zach is dumb. Zach is dumb.
Right, I'm gonna go give Stormgate a go.
What's that?
It's the upcoming RTS. It's like the biggest Kickstarter ever.
Never heard
One
of
of
it.
the
I have
biggest
never heard of it.
It's yeah, it looks quite good.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish off this VOD review because I'm recording this for YouTube, so I want to stay on topic.
Yeah, leave me to it.
Thank you. So what happens here? As much as I'd love to talk about that, I actually need to finish this off as well. Okay, so this time Razork is trying to walk up and put vision down again. Dragon... Wait, is Dragon even up soon? No, it's not. God, they just don't have the face checkers. No, it shouldn't be there, don't get me wrong, but... Holy moly, it's so hard to stop G2 engaging on you. As long as G2 are in the right position to pounce on you when you're looking for vision, this game is so unplayable when you're behind, actually. Now Caps just has to, like, throw his skill shots and hope that someone walks... Like, no one might actually die for one there, but... he stays too far, though. Yeah, he stays around too long. He shouldn't be here. He should be more, like, here at this point and then trying to fire over this wall. He should be around here looking for this angle rather than, like, for this angle. And that's a mistake. That is a mistake from Caps. He's had that a couple of times on the way. You are not safe as the champion. Even then, it doesn't matter because the follow-up distance is too long. But that is a mistake that you should call out from Caps. He's had a couple of bad positioning mistakes here. God damn, this Zach is strong. Yeah, Caps played Zach mid for a game or two, right? It was B&J that started playing it more. B&J from Saigon Buffalo. He played it a lot. Oh, God. Uses the turret to get the extra Q auto as well. It's fun. Hans didn't int him by killing the minions. He looks so happy, man. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, BB has had incredible Q accuracy, even on big range champions, which are, well, like range champions, which are kind of hard to hit. I mean, like, there's a movement speed on Yomu's for Varus, and then also from Karma for the shield. Like, it should not be easy to hit those guys. Okay, Hook misses. Mickey's got his little Celestial Opposition. He's got his E. And then the Zac jumps out of the middle of nowhere, and there's nothing you can do about this. The backline's untouched, and Fnatic don't have the narrow to deal with the front line. This composition is so scary when it's ahead. God damn! Holy moly, that's some damage. But this is Fnatic not knowing what to do with the engage range of G2. This is a disgusting composition from G2. Alright, so there's been some good, there's been some bad. The Glob Father. There he is, the Glob Father. God damn. Okay, well that's that VOD review. I haven't put it on YouTube just yet. Well, I mean, by the time if you're listening to this on YouTube, maybe I have done. But I've done now Fnatic, G2, regular season, and the 3 games in playoffs here as well. So if you want to watch through them and hear my thoughts combined, you can do that now. I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I'm gonna end the stream, and I will see everyone when I see you.